Hello, Cardiff. Welcome to our final last lesson for the week, where we are continuing on with our addition and subtraction work. Let's get started. So today we are focusing on adding 2 and 3-digit numbers again, crossing 10 and 100 this time. So in our last session, we just looked at crossing from that tens barrier to the hundreds barrier, whereas today we're going to be thinking about if we've got more ones and tens. So for our first question, you've got a place value chart with some base 10 in. So you've been given 328 and you've also been asked to add 36. So that's shown in the place value chart for you. Make it a bit easier. Now, if we have a look at this one, just by looking at the digits, I can see I've got 8 add 6. Now I know that 8 add 6 is going to be more than 10. So I know that I'm going to have to exchange some ones and carry them across into my tens column. I've got 2 add 3. I already know that's not going to be more than 10. Even if I added something else in, it's probably not going to be so much that I have to exchange, but we will see. So for your first one, so do 8 add 6. Again, if you are setting out in column method, make sure, like in the example, you have got your 8 above the 6, the 2 above the 3. Make sure that they are in line. And with your answer, please make sure that the answer to 8 add 6 goes directly below it. When you exchange, remember we draw a little 1 just underneath. You could mark it on here as well, just to remind yourself that you've carried across, or you could draw it on, so you can cross out your 10 ones, draw your 10 stick on, so you've got your answer there to see a bit clearly. So do 8 add 6 with some exchanging, then do 2 add 3, whatever you've exchanged, add that on as well to get your answer for the tens, and then write your hundreds as well. Okay, for number 2 then, so work out these additions. So for A, you've got 572 plus 45. So that's the number sentence. You've also got that represented in a place value chart with place value counters. So that will help you if you need to do some exchanging. You can have a look, count up, cross out any tens or ones it is that you might have to exchange, and carry across that amount onto the next column. So firstly, 2 add 5, then do 7 add 4, and 5 add if there's anything to exchange across. For B, we've got 754 add 66. So again, you've got the different representations there. Choose whichever method you would like to work it out. If you need to do some drawing to help you, please do. If you are confident with our column method, we have done it lots. Have a go. You'll notice that you're probably going to have to do quite a bit of exchanging in this question. So take your time, check your calculations, and do check on the place value chart if you like. So for number 3 then, so now we're moving away from representations. You've not been given them, you could still draw them. So if it helps you to draw your place value counters or your base 10, please do. No reason why you can't do that. So here are your questions. So for A, you've got 175 add 72. So again, make sure that your numbers are written in the right columns. For B, you've got 307 plus 84. For C, you've got 35 kilograms plus 239 kilograms. Now, in this question, we've been given 35, which is smaller, first. If we're writing it in column method, it would make more sense to do 239 at the top and then 35 underneath. Just to make it a bit easier, we generally put the bigger number on top. When we are adding, it doesn't matter when we're adding. If we're subtracting, we can't swap them around like that. But because we're adding, we can do that today. Okay, and your final one, 845 plus 72. Okay then. Right. Next one, so you've got E and F here. So again, 436 plus 85. So again, make sure that if you're writing this down, that your columns are all lined up so that the 5 is underneath the 6 and the 8 is underneath the 3. And again, for F, you've got 739 pounds plus 68 pounds. So again, make sure the 8 is underneath the 9, the 6 is underneath the 3, and the 7 is in the column next to it. Try and make sure they're lined up, otherwise it will really confuse things later on. Again, draw if you need to. Make sure that if you have had to exchange, you must write down the one at the bottom or whatever number at the bottom to show that you have exchanged an amount across. Otherwise, you'll forget, you'll add up wrong, and it'll just put all your answer a bit skew with. Number 4 then. Ron works out 476 plus 35. Oh my goodness. What mistake has Ron made? Now, I'm hoping that you've picked up on this one already just by looking at it, the amount of times that I rabbit on about this. So, have a look at the question, at Ron's example. What has he done wrong? So, write one sentence. What has he done wrong? Tell me the mistake he's done and work out the correct answer. So, can you write it correctly and work it out correctly? Number 5. Alex collects stickers. She's collected 286 stickers. She only needs 69 more stickers to fill the album. How many stickers does the album hold when full? So, she's collected 286. She only needs 69 more to finish the album. So you've got your two numbers. You just have to think what calculation you're going to do. What do you need to do now to solve this question? Number 6. Here are some digit cards. So you've got 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. Arrange the digits to make 2 different additions that have just one exchange. Now, loads of different answers for this one. So if it just has one exchange, that means that either the ones column will need to be 2 digits that when added together are greater than 10, or that the tens column are. So you can't put 2 numbers that will be too big. Now, you don't have these numbers, but if I'd have put 6 and 6 in the ones columns, and I'd put 7 and 5 in the tens columns, I would have got it wrong because both of those would have required me to exchange because they would have both been greater than 10. So think carefully about where you're going to place these, which of those numbers when added together would be greater than 10. Think carefully about how you're going to arrange these so that you only have either the tens or the ones with an exchange. You could give me an example of each, or you could do 2 examples of the ones needing an exchange, or 2 examples of the tens needing to be exchanged up. Either way, don't mind. Take a bit of time on this one. It's a good one to get a few different ideas. Number 7. Mo uses a number line to work out an addition. What addition has Mo worked out? So you've been given a number line with 400 from 400 to 500. We've got the number 418. They've added 60 to get to 478. Then they've added 2 to get to 480. And then they've added 5 to get to 485. So have a look at those numbers. Which ones do you think we need to go into our boxes? Okay, number 8. So use the number lines to complete the additions. Now, we have found this quite tricky in the past, so please do try and use the number lines. You might want to work out the column method just to check your answer, but do try and use the number line to help you. So first of all, mark on 235. Now, in the middle is about 250, so it's somewhere over here. It doesn't have to be exact, but somewhere over here is about 235. So you might add whatever you need to get to the next 10. So the next 10 after this will be 240. So you might do a jump to that and then write down what you've added. Then from 240, you might then start adding on your tens and then add on what you've got left over. You might just do 235, add 7, add 40, whichever way you want to do, but you could bridge and do the nearest 10 and then work like that, or you could just add the numbers. Please don't just write 235 plus 47 on the top of the number line and then your answer. It doesn't quite work. So for B, again, same method. You can give it another number sentence even. So 235, add 87 and watch your answer. So this time, be careful. As you've been given 200 to 400, you've been matched on 300, so you're going to be bridging across that 100. So be careful. Right then, let's have a look at the answers then. So I'll just show you the answers. Make sure you pause on each screen so that then you can check your work. And hopefully you've got them right. So again, for question 6, just remember, be aware, there are a few different answers for this one. So if you don't have what I've got written down here, that's fine. You might just need an adult to just double check and make sure that you have got it right. So make sure that there is only an exchange. So for this one, you've got 7 and 5. Now that's more than 10 because it gives me 12. So I've exchanged that 10 down here. So I've got 12. And then I've got 2 and 3, which is 6. So I don't need to exchange for that. Add that extra 1. Sorry, 2 and 3 is 5. Add the extra 1 is 6. And then on this one, we've got 7 and 8. So again, for this one, we have done another example where it's just our 1s which are needing to be carried across. So 7 and 8 gives me 15. So I'll put my 5 down, carry my 1 across. 5 add 3 will give me 8. Add the 1 is 9. And I've got 2. Okay, right then. Thank you for joining us for maths this week. I look forward to seeing your work that you get up to and any other work that you do for Miss Lofthouse as well. And I will see you next week for another maths lesson. Bye.